Welcome back. We're ready for second period action here at Kearsarge Regional High School. Jim Rivers alongside Jack Karen. It's a 7-5 game, so a victory for Mascoma to stay close, a team that blew them up back in the 28th. Hey, have you seen our new and improved website, ycnnow.com? Tune in whenever you want on your smartphone or computer for all our local shows that are on YCN, your local view. Mascoma, Alyssa Hammond. They're going to call that a 3, Jack. That gives Mascoma the first lead of the game. So they have outscored Kearsarge 8-2 since that 5-0 opening run. This is Huntoon underneath. It is an important game because obviously if you're going to play a play-in game from the corner, Macy Hansen puts up a tray. You'd rather be playing at home than on the road.
Absolutely.
So they don't want to let this one slip away. 10-9 the score. Kearsarge on top. Fans just coming into the gym looking up at the scoreboard in a little bit of disbelief here. Martin's not afraid to shoot it up.
You know, Jim, that's what I love about this Mascoma team. You know, they try to set the tempo, and then they're not afraid to shoot.
Yeah.
You know?
Madison Corser picking up her first foul there. And shooting 2 is Alyssa Hammond. She has 3 points on the night. Checking it out from Mascoma, Katie Furlan, the junior. Got them both. 5 points on the night for the sophomore. It's now a 10-10 game. And the longer they hang around, the more confident they get. Playing good defense. They have pretty good size underneath, Jack.
Yeah. You know, they box out well. You know, long rebounds, there's not much you can do about it. But you're right. They're gaining some confidence. And the longer we go in this game, the more confidence they're going to get.
There's the first bucket of the night for Devi Kearsarge. And right that time, you notice Kearsarge moved the ball very much quicker than they have been around the perimeter.
And that again comes from not having to break a press. So if you don't score, you don't press.
Got a timeout taken there by the Kearsarge team. 12-10, Cougars lead with 6:09 to go. We'll be right back. 6:09 to go. It is Cougar ball at the Mascoma end. And you can see they're really trying to pick up the pace here. Royals did a good job of slowing things down here in that first period. Kearsarge all alone. Kearsarge with 4.
You know, you're going to love the way Kearsarge moves the ball.
It's something they weren't doing in that first period.
Exactly right. Yeah. Exactly right.
And then, you know, on the other end, you face a team that's on 17, you go up by 8 or 10 points, and it's really tough for them to get it going again. Rebound taken by Hammond, and she's fouled immediately.
Well, I can tell you, if you look at the scoreboard, that's foul number 8 on the Cougars. So
you got to make these shots.
Yeah, you do. You really do. And you know, nice thing is Mascoma's only got 3 fouls, so they still have a ways to go before a 1-and-1. You know what I mean?
So far, the Mascoma with 3 out of 4 from the charity stripe. Hammond's 2 for 2, and Pringle's 1 for 2. This is Kayla Hammond. (14-10) is your score. Don't forget to stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Oil, turning up the heat player of the game, where we'll pick the top performer for tonight's game. Going to travel in the paint.
You know, that's one of the hardest things for, a basketball player. They're alone for a split second. They try to get the ball back up, and they take an extra step.
Wasn't sure if the official would catch that, but after the shot, Alyssa Hammond fouled the shooter. Be her first. Yeah, Kearsarge ran off 3 straight wins. After they beat Mascoma, they knocked off Hopkinton and Sanborn, and then lost to Merrimack Valley and Franklin before winning the other night against Stevens. So it's nice to go into the playoffs also with a winning streak if you can. All alone underneath, Anna Sullivan. They're starting to open things up just a little bit. And they really noticed the difference, as we mentioned, when they started moving the ball a little quicker.
Yep. You know, the other thing is, Kearsarge is playing a strong man-to-man defense. And if you watch, they overplay the guards and make them go the opposite way than that they're used to, you know?
And, and not a lot of young ladies can really dribble well with both hands. So if you get them to go to their offside. Timeout taken by the Mascoma Royals here. 19-10 the score now. Let's take this TV timeout. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Stay tuned for more game action. 19-10 the score. 4:23 to go in the half. And Kearsarge here starting to open things up just a bit, Jack.
Yeah. Like I said, they're playing good defense. Kearsarge is really strong on the transition. They set up their half-court offense, and like I say, they're not afraid to take shots, Jim.
Great opportunity, too, is to practice a couple of things heading into the playoffs. Thompson got her own rebound back and immediately tied up down there. They break the press nicely. That's going to be a foul on Maggie Stockwell, Jack. That's her third.
You talk about the press, Jim. What Mascoma has done, they started out with like a 3-2 or even a 1-2-2 press. Now what they've done is they've kind of dropped back. They have three girls in the backcourt, but in the forecourt, they're putting pressure with 2. Just trying to get the guards to, maybe be a little bit off balance.
All right, now Alyssa Hammond, 3 for 3 from the line. She's got 6 points to lead Mascoma. And this is, making your shots like this can keep you in the game.
Absolutely. That's why they call them free throws.
Now she's got 4 for 4 tonight from the line. We're just up about at the halfway point. Kearsarge gets fouled on the shot.
Hey!
Kearsarge with 4 points of the night. Alyssa Hammond's second foul of the night. Kearsarge shooting 2.
Macy's at half. Yep, Maddie, yep.
Caitlin Kleckner back into the game for the Cougars. That's a killer when you have a 3-point play like that and then they get the rebound.
Absolutely right.
Turn it into a 5-point play. That didn't drop for Kleckner. Katie Furlan called on the travel, and you can credit Madison Corser for that right there.
Absolutely right. That was a great play. by Madison, just cutting off the lane. And again, like we said, you know what? These girls want to go one way, and when you cut off that lane, that's what happens. Traveling and stuff like that.
Stick it.
Great point attempt. It's good. Madison Kearsarge.
Now on those, you've got to call glass, right, Jim?
Yeah.
No foul!
Now they're picking up the defense.
Yeah.
Shot from in the paint, no good by Kayla Hammond.
Well, by picking up at three-quarter, you're making the guards make plays. You're making them look down. It's something that you've hung around long enough. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. Nice pass into Angus. Alyssa Hammond into the forecourt. 2:34 to go here. 23-12 game, 11-point lead. Around and out. Didn't drop for Richardson.
That's just not fair,
Some things just aren't fair in life.
Yeah, you're right.
For Shower, and she's fouled.
And then you turn around and you have a possible three-point play. I mean, it was all but through the net,
Foul was on Kayla Hammond, her first. Now they've got 18 points in this period. They exploded for 21 in the second period up at Mascoma. So I guess there's just not a first period team, Jack.
Yeah, exactly.
And all of a sudden, Kershaw has 8 points. And a chance to take a breather before halftime. I suspect we're probably going to see Coach Roberts unload the bench in this game. Ellen Rangers picks up the bucket. It's now a 16-point lead. And there you go, 21 points in this period.
Absolutely right. And you know what? Mascoma, the more you try to pick up the pace, things like this happen. It's time to, get back into their game. They played well in the first quarter.
Elizabeth Pelton, a freshman, into the game now for Mascoma. Now, things that were going right for Mascoma in that first period just aren't now, and you got to credit Kearsarge for taking the game away from them.
I totally agree.
There's a three-point shot, does not drop for Hansen.
I mean, for the most part, Mascoma hasn't changed their game, Jim.
Well, they seem to be bringing it up a little quicker. Maybe they've gotten caught up in Kearsarge's pace of the game. They looked like they were bringing it up a little slower in the first period. There's a three. Katie Furlan.
No, it was a two.
That's a two. There's not much room over there between 2 and 3 in that corner, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
We're down to a minute to go in the first half here. Game of the Week is broadcast every week on YCN, your local view. Game of the Week premieres every Wednesday at 7:30 or on demand anytime at ycnnow.com. Liz Pelton with her second bucket of the night, under a minute. And we have another jump up.
Well, if I'm Mascoma, I'd like to see it, 10 points going into the half. But, hey, got another whole half to go. That's a great call by Brian Moulton, Jim. Her foot was just barely on the line, and he caught it right away. That was a great call.
26 seconds to go. Kluckner. That's also a little sign of fatigue when you're allowing the other team to tie you up as much as they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Still some full court pressure by the Cougars with 16 seconds to go. Pringle double team. A lot of pressure in the backcourt. Now they find Pelton in the corner, open shot for Furlan.
That was a nice job by Mascoma breaking that press.
11 points for Mascoma in this period with 1.7 to go. Barely enough time to get it in. That's not going to work now. 30-16 at half. 23 points for Kearsarge, 11 for Mascoma Valley, and they will go to the halftime with a sizable lead after only a 2-point lead at the end of one. Let's take this TV timeout. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Stay tuned for more game action coming up.